please welcome to the stage with me CMO at Ambire, Vanina, Ivanova. Please welcome to the stage. There we are. Marketing expert at Soldoutnfts, Arvin, Khamseh, who we've already seen today. Please join us, Arvin. CEO and founder at Blockspace, Meike, Krautscheid, who we've seen as well. Founder at Web2.5 Web3, Silvia, Mogas. Founder at Sourceless, Alexandru, Stratulat. And co-founder and CEO of ZoidPay, Eduard, Oneci, who I didn't even, he gets the biggest clap and he sneaks in behind. There we are, there's a seat, that's, where are you? Yeah, over there. And finally, the man, we thought you weren't here. I thought he wasn't here, but he was. The man with the biggest clap of the day. Please welcome, well, maybe this man has a bigger clap. I don't know, we'll see, hold on. I know you're keen, but let's, is he your boss? No, right, okay. He was, right, okay. Moderator for this session, founder of Farmxyz, Mr. Alex Mincu.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I know it's a hard session after lunch, so we'll try and keep it interesting. So just to try and set the tone, we're talking about Web 2, Web 2.5 and Web 3 today, and how do we bridge these. Let's all be on the same page. I'll try and define the terms, and then we can get into some questions. So Web 2, classic web, mobile, classic IT apps. Web 2.5, that's the limit between this and the full decentralized space where we get centralized exchanges, centralized chains, and all of the other onboarding tools and offboarding tools as well. And then we've got the Web 3 space where we've got the fully decentralized space with DeFi and all of the other nice things. So just to start with the basic question, what do you think are the main points to get users from Web 2 right across the bridge to Web 3? Whoever wants to be first.
Take this one. I think that there's a lot that we still need to do in order to get the mainstream Web 2 user onto Web 3. And there are a lot of hurdles that we need to overcome, but I would say that the main two things that we need to work on and focus on is the complexity that Web 3 brings and removing that complexity for the user, whether it would be through technological advancement or UX. And the other thing that we need to work on is the language that we use, the narrative and the discourse that we have been having in Web3, because we have been keeping this air of elitism and like, you need to be super smart to do crypto, and that's not the case, and because then we go and complain about the lack of adoption and the lack of users. So I think if we want to bring the users from Web 2 to Web 3, we need to be aware that users want things simple, so we need to keep things simple on a UX level and in our communication.
Yeah, I guess I just add to that. So obviously language and simplicity of things is very important. And then what I found is that, I mean, right now Web3 is not really hypey anymore, so that's good because people coming in, they're coming in for the right reasons. But in the past, what would happen is that they would come in and they would get burned and then they would never come back, right? So that's what we obviously don't want. So let's say the bad actors or rug pulls that would deter not only just institutional, investors but also just the retail investors as well. So I think what I found, a lot of people who just had a bad experience, maybe it was just like a one NFT or maybe it was one token, and that was their entire experience. And so creating great products and then maybe even like educating people into what they really should be expecting, and whether it be the financial aspects of it, whether it be just the utility side of things, then we would have an easier time for every person who's coming in to want to tell their, let's say, parents and kids and their friends and other people that they know to get into this Web3 as well. It's not so much of like what's like, it's more of a when it's gonna happen, so it's inevitable. It's just like emails back in the day wasn't a thing, and then now it is, right? So it's not that we're not talking. I don't think that the tone of conversation is that we're not gonna have people coming into the Web3. It's more like when are they going to, and can we actually accelerate it so that we can create a better experience for these people coming in.
I mean, when talking about creating products for Web3, everything is still in a build-up. Currently, there's more the vision of what 3 could look like, and it's basically bringing back the power over the data that everyone is creating on the internet every day back to the ones who are actually creating it, and basically also profit from the things that you put out as a creator. Everyone is creating data on the internet every day, and there are currently centralized big players like Facebook, Google, who are using your data and they are profiting from it. But first of all, you don't know who is actually using your data, and at the end, you are not profiting from it. And the things that you create on the internet, you currently cannot own unless it's a URL or like a website, domain name. And with the vision of Web3 is that you can own things on the internet and the digital space, that you can give basically access tokens to the parties that shall be able to use your content, your data, and that you are able to profit from it. That you, that when somebody consumes your data, that there's basically a macro payment stream from the consumer's wallet into your non-custodial peer-to-peer wallet. This is some of the visions that we have, but it's still in the making. We have some, there are some approaches, but there's no blockchain technology currently that could serve the whole world. But we are all here, also Sourceless blockchain. I would love to hear from you. What's your vision, what's your approach on this?
Thanks. Like the panel colleague earlier said, it's not a matter of if we want. It's the same as with your example with the email. It's just there. We are just using. In our opinion, no one asked no one when Web 1 evolved to Web 2 and is the same. Actually, it's not something we need to think if you will join. You will join because it's a normal evolution on, let's say, the digital world. Why we need to rent a domain, why we need to rent some of my personal information, because it's small writing on 10 pages. In our opinion, ownership, real security of your personal data, your family, even if we are going a little further and we see a real use case for protected identity and applying in the best way possible the KIC and AML for every account, we are actually speaking about a super secure web. My opinion, in the next years we will not see, let's say, just Web 2 as we still have now. We actually will see from 2.5 to 3. And we are trying to build this solution that need to get not Sourceless blockchain, Actually, here is not about one blockchain, as I heard. I'm the same opinion. Actually, we need to work together to get the best of this really amazing technology. This is my opinion.
I'm going to give my opinion. First of all, thank you for the Crypto Expo Europe for organizing this event. And my opinion is going to be from the side from my agency. So I have a marketing agency, brands are coming and saying, okay, the hype now is to be in the metaverse. So how I'm going to do that? It's like, okay, what do you want to do in the metaverse? Which is your product? What is your USP? Where are your customers hanging out? And it's like, okay, I'm not clear about my product in the metaverse. I'm not clear about my customers if they are hanging out in the metaverse. So here is going to do a step back. So going to Web2.5. So where the customers are. So to find solutions between the current solutions and the Web3 solutions. I think this is the main point, to have more mainstream people coming. And then on the other side, of course, education. We need to educate brands to understand why Web3 is important, why Web3 is beneficial for them, and also customers to understand how is working Web3 for them and how it's going to be beneficial to be on board. So this is going to be my point.
If I may, clearly there's a lot of bridging to be done. I mean, when you talk about Web3, there needs to be a transfer of trust from already established companies that embark on this journey by having elements of Wallet Connect, for example, for the financial side, and other decentralized features that can help the user. But at the same time, there's a huge educational gap with what is Web3 because of all of the craziness that's happened in the crypto world. And I mean, we all have this experience with Web2 by logging in with your email and password. Then you have Web1, that was Web1 actually. Web2 is login with Facebook. And then Web3 login with your wallet. So I think having this experience can help us create a better framework so that the transition to Web3 be seamless for the user and actually be a pleasure doing that.
I just want to speak to the privacy side of things. So obviously it's mentioned, you know, the Web3 and the private, like, you know, it's a lot more maybe secure for the users. I actually don't believe that's the case. Even when it comes to like marketing side of things. So in the Facebook, I guess, era, we were targeting people based on the information. You know, I mean, it got to the point where you would just talk on your phone and then about, let's say, some hotel in Mexico, and then you would see ads about it, right? So, and then there's a lot of conversations right now about, okay, so Web3 is a lot more, let's say, centered around the privacy of the users. But to be honest, I don't remember in the Web 2 someone looking at my wallet and just figuring out how much money I have, right? That's, to me, is not even secure. And by the way, for you guys thinking you can't market to someone's, like, based on their wallet, you can just actually Google people's wallet. You can find their handles, Twitter handles, and then you can upload that to Twitter. You can market to them. So I don't believe we can, like, I don't believe there's any more privacy we created. There's a lot of, I think, ideas that are good, but there are actually platforms out there where you can literally say, tell me who's got, let's say, this amount of ETH on their wallet. I want to target them and then show them specific things on, let's say, Twitter, right? And or like let's say I find someone based on their, let's say, followers of a specific handle, I can actually target them, right? And then show them a specific product in the Web3. So I don't think that's actually, I would say that's not actually a thing of Web3. And if anything, like people try to hide behind their, let's say, PFPs by just having a profile picture, but eventually they have to show themselves. They have to get on a Zoom call to do a five, six-figure deal at the end of the day, right? So, and also people are now expecting people to stay not doxxed anymore, right? So that era has passed as well. So I actually don't believe there is anything to do with privacy of the users when it comes to Web3.
If I can just build up on that, I completely agree with you on this, because tech is catching up with Web3, and we have more and more tools that help us connect on-chain with off-chain data and help us get out of the dark ages of Web3 when it comes to marketing analytics and get to that point of profiling that Facebook or Google has about the user. So, we're getting there. But the good news is, in my personal opinion, is that the average user doesn't care about privacy. People have been giving their data away freely to get like a freebie or a Facebook account or whatever, and they're okay with that, and they will continue to be okay with that. So, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, what's that DNA company? It has like millions of users. You guys got on your DNA already like in a database, right? I don't know, when people talk about the privacy of their data, like what are you so concerned about?
That's the thing. I mean, we all want to think that we care about privacy, and then we go and we do a 23andMe or like Ancestry DNA test, and then we log into Facebook and continue giving away our private data. And we let our Facebook accounts connect to like Amazon or whatever so that they can have even more information about us. But we go to bed and we're like, I protected my privacy today. Phew.
It's kind of like double standards, because everybody wants decentralization until they lose their privacy. How do I reset my password? Well,
Account abstraction.
yeah.
Guys, can I jump in here real quick? I'm trying to keep the discussion in the right direction. So we kind of put a point on one of the things for my next question, which is what's missing from the Web3 space and from the promise of the whole Web3 space, right? Ownership, privacy, and the whole decentralized vision. And I don't know if you guys want to add anything onto that, just as a few short points. If not, we can get on to the next point.
What's missing in Web3?
Yes, what's missing in Web3 right now?
I mean,
To be able to get more users.
I mean, many people don't know about these new systems that are out there. For example, there are blockchain-based social media platforms, different ones. For example, Twitch, not Twitch, but Twitch, where the data is on the blockchain, and where people actually make money through putting out content. They maybe pay 5 cents to make a post on this platform, but if anyone likes, comments, or retweets their post, there's a micropayment stream from peer to peer, from their wallet to the creator's wallet. And at the moment, what's missing, I mean, first of all, not many people know about this platform, but also if influencers are going from a bigger platform, for example, it's YouTube, if they also use such a platform, then they usually banned from YouTube, for example. So if bigger influencers are using these new platforms, they're basically banned from the existing platforms where they have the most users. And this is like prohibiting in some ways that the mainstream also goes onto these new platforms.
I would like to add that to make an onboarding for people who is not Web3, the UX should be much, much better. So to have a wallet, it's so complicated now for people who doesn't understand anything. So we have solutions like Web2.5 that is like magically that you can provide a custodial wallet, and then the user don't need to have their wallet. And another thing that they are building as well is ERC 437 protocol, that this protocol is helping now, instead of to accept all transactions on the MetaMask, this protocol is allowing to only accept, with just one click, accept all the next transactions. I think this is a good point that it's helping to more adoption, but still it's a lot of education to do and UX, of course.
To sum up what I think we're all saying, what is missing is really, really good UX that brings people the sense of familiarity and simplicity, and that makes them comfortable sign up with a Web3 product.
I mean, we're really early in the game. If you take a look at the adoption curve, I mean, we're just getting started. And it's clear that for each phase of the adoption curve, you have different needs. So for the innovators, maybe you would like to have command line integration or other techie stuff. But when you get to the early adopters and to the early majority, you need better onboarding, you need better explanations, you need better videos, you need all of these marketing things that actually help users onboard and gain trust in the process while using it.
Agreed.
And make them trust the trustless.
I'll keep it short. I think all of us have the same ideas on how and what we need to change. My opinion is that we need to take existing tools, even from Web 2, like, you know, this madness with the IE, and just make a better platform, a better framework, with education in place, with testing in place, but with the help of our best in technology that we have today, not just applying to ask different, let's say, childish questions. So we can apply, and we need to apply in order to get normal users, just with the help of a machine, to get them to really understand why it's a little better and why it's, let's say, before the 20s in the internet.
Okay, so we don't have much time left, but just to do a quick sum up for this. We clearly need better UX for everybody. I think everyone agrees with that. And we need better tools. So to get onto that, what tools do you see, like the Web 2.5 tools that aren't yet there, or that we need to build or improve to be able to get users across the chasm?
I can tell you how we started. I mean, we wanted to onboard users into Web3, and it was the chicken and egg. I mean, it was really bad, really bad. So we did the other way. We went to companies to make them understand what is Web3 and why they need to have an infrastructure in Web3. And we talked to, especially on the financial services side, I mean, we talked to banks, we talked to fintechs. Boy, they were really legacy. I mean, legacy as it goes. So when we started showing them the power of, let's say, application-specific chains, here you can have your own network. And they were like, so this is what you are doing? No, we facilitate this for you. We show you how it's done, and then we implement it, and then you start. And we had a really nice surprise in the sense that we started onboarding big fintechs that have millions of users, and the marketing came and said, whoa, this is huge. So we can wrap this up like this. Come on, the UX guys, we can do this, this, and that. And they started getting a lot of interest from their users as well, because they marketed every little feature that they were rolling out. And this was, I mean, this was the way for us. When we wanted to do the same thing to the users, but when, like I said earlier, when established companies do this and launch it and actually use their already existing business expertise and marketing expertise to their trusted users, it worked.
I think from a technological perspective, we already have all the Lego bricks that we need to build what we need to build. We just need to figure out the right configuration. We need to listen to our users more, look at the market, gather insight, and just build our Lego house.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because like, just remember 2009, like Facebook UX was trash, and then still is, to be honest. And people, you know, they have billions of users. So I don't think that's the only reason. But I mean, I would say, let's say gaming or NFTs, like things that are simple for people to just hang on to. For ordinary, let's say ordinary meaning non-Web3, it's just something that they can relate to, and then that could be their starting point in their journey into Web3. I would say that's more important than the UX.
And I actually think it's good that it still takes time that the mass adoption comes, so we can keep up building different products and make everything properly until everyone gets into the space.
We have a lot more time to fail and learn from the experience.
Just like car crashes, right? 1924, right? It was okay, right? So like when it just came out, it's not like we need to have everything figured out. So like, there's gonna be some crash and burns, and then we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, we're out of time. So thank you very much for all your inputs.